Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ava Kim. In this channel, I want to provide insight and wisdom into living a holistic life. Things that I have learned through my journey. I would like people to get to a point where they can be vulnerable and be real and be able to hear me, because I'm those people who just go deep. And I hope you'll be able to understand what I am here to teach. Most of it, I wouldn't say is through my own knowledge or power. I would say it's just insight from God. And so sometimes I'll start to rumble and say some things, but I hope you get a message out of it. So who is Ava? Ava is a single mom of 2 kids. Ava loves life. Ava loves to laugh. Ava is a happy girl. Ava is an introvert, extrovert, intentional in every way. I'm in a period where I've chosen to be alone, a period where I've chosen to keep to myself, a period where I've chosen to just sit and consume, and have been going through this, I would say for 2 years, but I will be lying. Last year, I was living in a space where I was living with my family members, and so I kept praying and hoping that God would bring me or take me to a place where I can just be alone, just me and my 2 babies. And at some point I was so confused about moving from the state I was to where I live now. I live in Washington State, and I just moved from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and I was so conflicted about, should I move? Should I stay in Georgia? Should I buy a house? Should I just go away? And all I knew is that I just wanted my own space. I was at that point where I just wanted to be alone. And most people assume that being alone is being depressed, but sometimes being alone is the best gift that you can give yourself. Being alone is a time for you to just learn who you are and get to learn how to love yourself, learn to love who you really are with all authenticity, without hiding who you are, and just flourishing in it and loving it and looking for all the self-development materials that you would ever find, depending on what interest you have. I am inclined to spirituality, so all through my life I grew in a Christian background, but I kept saying, God, I feel like the God I keep being told about in church is not the God I know. But why am I confused? Why do I feel like if I choose the God I know, then I'm going to be lost, or people are going to judge me? Because people who love God are supposed to be a certain way. According to society, And I kept asking myself this question over and over, because I used to love life. Throughout my college life, I partied and I had fun, and I had my first child when I was just about 24 years. And I know most people don't think I'm 40, but I just turned 40 this year. Eventually you'll get to see my face. But all through my college years, I was always having fun, and I loved having fun, and I never regret any bit of it, because I did it all. I just did it. I went out there, I had fun, and I had so much fun. And I would just do it alone most of the time. Sometimes I would just go walk into a club, sit alone, and just order what I want to drink and have my time. That is who I have always been. I have always been that person. But it got to a point where I started now hanging out with friends, because I got friends through my college, and I loved my friends. I still love them. I'm still in touch with some of them. And it taught me a lot throughout my journey on just meeting all the people because when you go out there in parties and in different networking events, you get to meet people from all cultures, all multiverse, and it's amazing. because then you get to humble yourself. You get to realize, oh, I thought I was everything, but you get to see some things and you're like, oh, wow, how did that even happen, And I feel like sitting alone gets you to that wow place, because your brain just, you get to think and rethink and think, and you get to figure out who reaches out to you, who really wants your friendship, who wants what they call social class friendships. I don't care about social class friendships. Social class friendships I feel is like where you get friends and you pretend to be this kind of person just so they can accept you, and you can have people around you that gives you comfort. But then you spend so many years going down that lane of just trying to be this person, and before you know it, you're in your 50s or 60s and so miserable because you've always lived a life trying to please people and trying to be of the same value that society deems fit, that you don't even know who you are. And so when you sit back, the younger you are and you start just investing in time alone, that is when you start to realize who you really are. What are you into? What do you really like? Always have a book right next to you, Always write your thoughts. If you like to drink some wine, I like to drink some wine. I love red wine. And sometimes I'll just sit and drink my red wine and I'll be like, thoughts will come and I'll just start figuring things out that I never would figure out, being out there in the party. But that time, I did what I needed to do at that time. And I love that I did it, because now I don't miss it. I don't feel like I need to do it. I actually want to go to a restaurant, sit down, have my dinner with my kids and have my wine and go home. A glass of Chardonnay with some, maybe, what do we like most? Maybe some sushi or some poke, and just go home. I'll have some, just something easy, because I already had what I was looking for when I was that young. And it doesn't mean that I will never go back. It doesn't mean that I don't have nights that I go out. No, I have nights that I actually go out and just have fun. I have nights that I reach out to friends and we go out and have fun. I have my big brother who likes to take me out and have fun. I have my small brother who likes to show me a few strip clubs, and I like that, But I don't do that all the time. I do that now I can do it even once in I would say this year. I haven't been out since April, I think. Out with friends and partying and clubbing and dancing. I haven't. And I'm not judging anybody who has. Trust me, I am not. Sometimes I go out on my patio and I just danced my head off alone in my headphones, and if you're watching from somewhere, you'll think I'm crazy. That is my party now. I do what I want, and that just amazes me. And I sit down and I just stretch myself out and I do whatever I want. That makes me 100% in. And in that space, I am creative. In that space, I get all the ideas I want, because once you learn to be happy in whatever space you are without feeling the need to be, validated by anybody, then life starts to change. That is when the light bulb starts to, open, and you just start realizing life in a different light. You start seeing life in a different light. You start seeing things that you used to see. Actually, let me tell you something. The reason I like my journey, even though sometimes we hate where we are at the moment, the reason I still like my journey, despite all the times that I've been down and all the times that I've been up, is because sometimes in my 20s, I would think about something and I would think about it, but I'll be like, but I can't do it right now. I'll look at all the reasons I cannot do. We create all the reasons why we can't do things. And I would put it aside. But it's not that, now I understand that procrastination, it does not mean that you have lost count of what life is. No, it just means it's not time yet. Just put it aside until it's time. And so I would just I'm sorry. I'm out, I'm freezing. Anyway, I was blowing into my hands so that I could warm myself up. Sometimes sitting alone is when the light bulb moments happen. That is the time that you start to remember some things that happened when you were younger, and now they fall in place so easily. You have one idea of investment, and in that idea you remember, oh, and I wanted to do this, so I can incorporate that into this and into this. And before you realize, you're not the normal human being who actually sits and says, I want to make $20 an hour. At this moment, you are supernatural. Like, time is not of the essence now. So you're not paid by time. Your ideas give you ways to just go out and tell somebody, this is what I want and this is what we're doing. And money just comes. I am a CNA. I have tried to run from that field for so long, and I have done IT, I have done PR, I'm all over the place. Insurance. I am just multiverse. I love knowing. I just like to know things, and I love it. I love that I can sit down and be able to converse with people from different industries, But the reason I'm talking about that is because sometimes we're told to specialize on one niche, but no, the reason we go through our journeys through being a child, the minute we have the memory where we remember things and we start being contaminated by the world, we're not being actually contaminated. We're creating a path so that when that light bulb moment comes, you start to realize, oh, so now I can incorporate what I knew in my 20s and in my 30s and now, and make something super amazing, and in one conversation with a client, you're able to make so much money. I am a CNA, but I have been able to make over 120,000 a year working like less than 40 hours a week, just by structuring myself, just by deciding, oh, because I know how to create an LLC, I'm going to create an LLC, and I'm going to do all the requirements and create a bank account. And every client that I get, every private client that I go to take care of pays me, and all that money goes into my business account. And your business account just grows you. It takes you to places that you cannot know, But putting that aside, just your ideas just start to flourish, because now you've shown the universe that this is where I'm headed, this is my path, and because this is where I'm headed, this is my base. Now the base is creating your business. You have created your business foundation. Once you create that business foundation based on your ideology, not on the ideology of what would people think or what would people say, or of course you want to know what is trending, what is working, what is not working, so that you implement what works for you, what works for your industry, and what works for your niche. But let me tell you guys, don't limit yourself into saying that, oh, I only have to do one thing. We are supernatural creatures, man. Like God said, I will create human in my own image. Do you know what that means? I mean, who is God? That is who we are. And then Jesus comes and tells you, like, stop going to all these people who are putting hands on you. I'm sorry, but don't. Stop it. I am giving you the light way to God. All you have to do is believe that you will live forever. Just say, I will live forever, and I believe that God lives. And just go straight to God. And just believe. And God, Jesus also said, I come henceforth and declare that from today, your mouth, your tongue, I give forth the power to declare life and death. I will start looking for those verses and share. This is my first speaking channel. My first speaking hour, I hope I'm going to get to an hour. But the minute you allow yourself to start flowing in the direction that your heart really wants, everything starts falling in place. Right now, I am sitting and I am wondering, 2 years ago, I used to wonder, where am I? I'm watching everybody online, and they're saying, stick to one niche, stick to one niche, stick to one niche. Why? And I'm thinking, okay, so now I wanna talk to people about healthcare, because I want people to have the knowledge about Alzheimer's, dementia. I want people to come across all the things that I have done to be where I am and to be healthy. I'll start sharing all these things and all these links very soon. So just keep watching, keep going on the description, and you will see all these links to my healthcare line, where you go to a Pinterest and they will show you everything that I'm doing, and you will learn different things there. Because I am healthy, so why would I not tell people about my journey? Yet my journey involves being fit, because I walk, I do stretches, and I work out, I do meditation, I do energy work. I am a business entrepreneur. I can teach people how they can make money without having to struggle every single day, and working extra hours. So why do I have to limit myself into helping the world? Yet everyone is looking for something, and so that would just put me into delay mode, because I would just go ahead and procrastinate. I would write everything. I would come up with an idea and say, this is what I want to do, and I would put a pin on it, and I would say, I will come back to you, and I would write everything down. But every time I write everything down, my computer registers it, and the best computer in the world is the brain of a human being. Imagine buying a laptop right now. You cannot be using that same laptop 40 years and you're smiling proud, saying how you're using a laptop. It's gonna be dead, crashed. Yet we value these things so much that we forget we are it. We are the one telling this laptop what to do. So we are supernatural. That we remember memories from when we were 3 years old. Some of us remember memories from when we were 1 year old. Like some people even remember. Some people say they remember when they were in their mother's womb. They have, those lucid dreams of when they were in their mother's womb, and they remember everything, And these people we are supernatural, and these memories stay with us until some of us are in our 90s. So why would we not want to walk in the purpose that we are created to be? Supernatural. And we can only be supernatural if we agree and accept ourselves and love ourselves, despite what everybody says. If your parents are Christians, and every time they tell you, don't drink, only people who will go to hell will drink. Where is hell? First of all, show me what is hell. This hell that you keep talking about. Show me a picture of somebody who has please show me that person. I want to see that person who has gone to hell and come back and told you what hell is. I believe in eternal life, which is what Jesus Christ came and preached. He did not come and preach, I preach to you today that if you sin, believe that you will burn forever. No, he never said that. Of course, there are verses in the Bible that talk about eternal flames, and we're going to get into that. But I'm just saying, Jesus spoke about love the entire time, and talked about all these things that we are created to be super beings, He said, therefore, your tongue has the power to speak life and to speak death. Who else in this world, living or dead, has that power? Tell me now, other than us human beings who we were told. And how do you speak life and death? In your brain. This is where mind mastery comes in now. Yeah, in your brain. Because the minute you sit and allow that depression to eat you up, that is hell. You are living hell on earth. That is hell. That is the only hell you will know. And the minute you die, I believe in my own being of knowing who Jesus is and what she came and preached, eternal life, my soul will then evolve into something else that is still alive, and I will continue to live somewhere, I don't know where, but it's not going to be hell or heaven. It's going to be another level of living, because now I will have conquered this part of life. I believe in that. Because the higher you go, that is when you start to sit with gods and angels. Because that is when you transform and purify yourself. The more you sit and the more you sit in silence and start to learn how to love yourself, to learn your faults and sit down in your blemishes, those blemishes that we sit down and don't want to think about because they hurt us. We don't want to think about them. Sit down in silence for 1 year. Give yourself 1 year. Aish. You get to love yourself. You get to understand who you are. Those things that you think are blemishes, they are never blemishes. They were never blemishes. Like, those are the most perfect beauty marks that you have on you to create the perfect human being that you can ever be. Those experiences that were the worst that you experienced, those, write them down. Everything that you think was bad, go back again in your purity and say, what did I learn from this bad experience? Write down the lessons, and then come and tell me if you're not a supernatural being. That is when you realize what you have conquered. You're here to conquer, and the minute you conquer, the minute you allow your mind to speak life and to declare that today, I am not going to allow anybody to speak death on me. I'm not going to allow death to follow me, and death is through allowing life. Materialism. Trust me, I'm not talking about not being wealthy. Wealth is another story. We are bound to be wealthy, and that's a topic for another day. But beyond that, by the time you're getting to that level of all the wealth, can you first know who you are and love that person regardless? Because the wealth can come and go, but who will remain? You. Yeah? God says, time will come and go, but I will remain here. And you are created in the image of God. What is that telling you? Everything will pass and pass and pass and pass. But the minute you sit down and write down everything that you say is a problem and say, how can I solve it? Yeah? How can I solve it? Everything through life teaches us how to embrace life and how to just move on. Yeah? How to move on and fly high. If you write down everything, I promise you'll realize that throughout your journey, you are only soaring high. Like, you are just soaring high. Yeah? Me, I have become a single mom for 16 years. My first one is 16 years old. But sometimes I look at my kids. My second one is 10 years old. And I look at my kids and I'm like, Yani, you've done it alone. And every time I tell myself that, I see myself at that space when I was so broken, thinking that, Kai, this is the end of life. Me, I'm going to die. When I was so young, I was 30 years old. I would say that is young. And with my 2 kids, a single mom, no man, no man, no money, no nothing. Family is treating you like trash because, I mean, you brought 1 child. Now you've brought a second one. How do you think? People start treating you like you think like shit. But me, I always say karma is a bitch. You think the minute you think that, you'll be shown how to be a single mom of 2 kids. Because it's not intentional. Nobody ever goes to get pregnant wanting, at some point in life, maybe when we get to that point where we truly love ourselves. But when you're young at 24, you're not thinking that, I wanna go out, get pregnant and be single mother. But me, I always knew that I wanted to be alone for some time. I was never in a rush to be married. It was never a fuss of mine. Yeah. So now, sitting alone for the past 2 years, just trying to spend more time alone. This year I have done it 100%, just me and my kids. And it's been beautiful. It's made me realize that, when I was 7 years old, I actually said, yes, I want to be a single mom. I just want to have my kids and play with them. Because I grew up in an environment where a man used to come, sit down, the whole house would go silent, and he would put his legs up and read a newspaper, And so that image of a man in the house was never what I wanted for my kids and for myself. I felt like that was a very sad life. That's how I felt. Because I wanted to play with my dad, but he was busy with his newspaper and news, But I don't blame him now. Now I am at a place where I'm like, the reason I am the way I am is because of this. And what have I learned from it? Then you should create this kind of environment for your kids. And I went to boarding school. I promised myself I will never take my kids to boarding school until they're ready. They've never been ready. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm in a position to have my kids home. So the minute you start thinking down the line, like everything that you ever thought that was faulty, and start seeing what did I learn from this? I promise you, your light bulb moments will start showing up. You'll start realizing, oh, yeah, if it's somebody who you trusted and they broke your heart, write down, why did it break your heart? What was your expectation of the situation? Why were you heartbroken? Okay, now can you get past that? Because if you are in his position or her position, I mean, you wouldn't want anybody to force you to do something that you don't want to do, So they freed you. Look at where you are now. Would you be rather where you were back then? Like in most situations, like if you look at when you shed off, the burdens that Jesus talks about, shed the burdens at the mountain, mountain of Calvary. The minute that load becomes heavy and you realize now it's time to change my environment, to change who I am, to change everything and just spend time with myself and know who I am so I can be the best version of myself, then you start to have those light bulb moments. The minute you go back and instead of being a victim and saying no, despite how bad the situation was, what did I learn? Yes, maybe I went through sexual abuse. Yeah, it was bad, but what did I learn out of it? Everything has a lesson. I promise you, no matter how painful it was, no matter how bad it was, everything comes with a lesson. And I'm talking to you as a person who has experienced so much and never been able to talk about it, because every time I thought I would be judged, but actually now I realize I was actually judging myself the entire time. Why? Because I knew I would have done better. Okay, fine. So if you knew you'd have done better, then okay, so what did you learn? What can you not do, or what can you do to make the situation better in future? And the minute you go through that, that's where healing starts to pound in your heart. You start to realize, oh, I can actually be supernatural. I can actually be a God, because that is what God created us to be. He said, I am creating you as in my own image. I go deep. I go very deep. So I hope everybody's understanding me. I hope to do my intention. Let me not say hope. My intention is actually to do 3 podcasts on my podcast channel every week. I would like to align that with, I'm a very early bird, so I'm always up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So around that time, I wouldn't mind going live and just picking whatever God wants me to inspire somebody about, and sharing the word of God. My 3 a.m. might be your 1 p.m., might be your 6 a.m., might be your 1 p.m., whatever time it is. If you're able to join me live on YouTube, Instagram, wherever you can, I'll try to make sure I SEO optimization. I have somebody doing that for me. Trust me. Leave everybody with their own department. Yeah. So the minute my intention is to start is to do 3 podcasts in my podcast channel. I will share the link below. And I will try to share something like this, but more detailed, me trying to explain myself and my mind so that you can understand deeper, because I want people to understand that we are supernatural creatures. And the minute you start to understand that, you will never allow anybody to dim your light. The minute you dim your light, man, nobody's gonna come staggering from the road to come and lighten you up. You have to lighten yourself up. You have to shed all those baggages that we carry, those people that we carry with us, and we still want their approval, we still want their love because we love them so much. Sometimes you have to shed them off. Some things that we do, if it's something that is me, I wouldn't say drinking alcohol is bad. If it's a problem to you, if it's making you not function or not provide for your family, or not do what God has intended you to do, then time to yourself will actually help you start healing, because it helps you to start realizing some of the things. And trust me, it's not going to be easy. Yeah, it's going to take you places. There'll be days for crying, there'll be days for laughing, there'll be days for understanding, there'll be those light bulb moments, but you have to be willing to heal. You have to be willing to go through the pain of healing in order for you to get to that light bulb moment. And it doesn't take much, it just takes silent time. Yeah, I'll be teaching more about that in my future videos. Just silent time. I'll share some meditation time. I'll be sharing 15 minutes to 30 minute videos on YouTube every day on this channel. But if you want to listen to my podcast, make sure to go to my link in the description, and also follow me on Instagram. Guys, I'm just trying. I don't know if I'm gonna do all this, but please give me grace. I am trying. I have so much to pour out. I hope somebody learns from me. I hope to bless somebody, and I hope to be blessed by all of you. I hope we all get to learn from each other. This channel is about just getting to the highest level of ourselves so we can be the best versions of ourselves. I've also created a school community. The description is below. You can join my free community, and in that community I share my meditations. I share scripts that you can start manifesting on, and just different things. So give me grace. It's one step at a time, but I promise you, I'm just starting. But in 3 months, you're gonna love that you actually subscribed and followed me and started listening to my content, because I am here to pour out my heart. I am here to teach you things. In my community, you're going to learn so much. I am going to teach you things that I have done, because in this life we are supernatural. You cannot say that I am only going to eat, so I'm only going to create a eating channel. How many times do you eat in a day? Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe once. Sometimes you're not even in the mood of showing people what you're eating, so why not just be multiverse? So in my channel, I'm gonna be sharing a lot about mindfulness, like just mind mastery techniques, healing techniques, entrepreneurship spaces, and what you can do to invest your money, because these are all things that we are part of. Yeah, it's time for us to heal, but as we're healing, we also need to fill our banks, because some of us, or most of us, just fall into that space of depression based of the reality of, I don't have any money to take care of my family, or my kids. And so that spirals down into all the bad energies that I'm going to teach you about. So in this channel, I want to share all the ways that you can heal, and as you're healing, all the opportunities that you can get to just change your life, start investing in different things. And I know everybody's selling courses, and yes, maybe I might sell you some courses, but I promise you, in my community, I'm going to share so much that you will want to be part of the communities. Like, I just want to give off my heart so that I can help somebody, the way I have also been helped through all my research. I have been on this journey for a very long time, and I have gotten to learn that you don't have to be in church for God to hear you. You can be anywhere, you can be anywhere and just speak to God. And you can be anywhere and just think of something, and the next minute it's on your doorstep, like knocking to you. Yeah, like you have it. Yeah, so I'm going to teach you how to get to that place where you can just manifest anything. I'm going to share faceless videos or audios. I'm going to share live videos. I'm going to share recorded videos on YouTube. I'm going to be everywhere. I just want to be able to share my whatever I design the minute I design, without having to feel like I need to do or present myself in a certain way. If I feel like I want to do an audio, I'm going to do an audio. If I feel like I want people to see my face, I'm going to give you my face. And if I feel like I want to share my own research about something without having to show my face or even give my voice to you, I will do that in this channel. So please just take the content and like what I'm teaching you, just be authentic in yourself. I want to be authentic. I want to be able to share my knowledge and wisdom without having to feel any type of way, or having to feel like I need to present myself any type of way. And that is what I want to teach people, to be happy in their own authenticity, and just to just flourish in it, and just embrace making money, embrace peace of mind, embrace spirituality, embrace being healthy. I'm going to share all these everywhere, so just make sure to check my description and just click on the link, see what it's about. If you feel like it's inclined to you, feel free to join me, to follow me, and I promise you it's going to be a beautiful journey. Thank you, and have a beautiful, 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 beautiful time. So today I was just starting, and I was just sharing how to start realizing that you are supernatural. I'm going to keep digging deeper. I'm going to teach different things, different times. Just take it as it comes. The days God will inspire me to share an investment opportunity, I will share it, or something that you can do to make money, or something that you can do to help you in a certain way. I will share according to how I feel. I think I've said that before, so let me stop repeating myself. I love you all. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking my video. Please comment. Thank you for, just say, our goal is to get to, we are now at 21. Our goal is to get at 500 subscribers in how long? How long should we give it? No, our goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers in 3 months. Let's get there. No, actually we can even get to 5,000. Let's get to 5,000 in 6 months. 6,000 in 6 months. That would be really good. Let's go. Thank you, and see you soon. Love you all.